High-end candles are beautiful, luxury jars, designer labels, and price tags that can make your jaw drop. But no matter how expensive they are, they all end the same way: melted, empty, and gone. So today, I'm showing you how to get that same high-end look and cozy vibe by showing you how easy it is to make your own DIY candles. First, let's talk about candle vessels. It can be anything you see at a thrift shop, a dollar store, or even something you already have at home. What I look for are smaller items like sugar bowls with lids, wood bowls, glass candy dishes, or even unique candle holders. You can also find patterned glasses, mugs, and studio pottery that can work too. Remember that it can have the shape and size that you like, but if it's not the right color, there's always paint. Now let's check out the supplies we need. I have already done a bunch of research on different products and prices from Amazon, and these are what I use for my candles. This soy wax is all natural with no additives, so it burns clean and without odor. 5 pounds of these wax flakes makes about 12 cups of melted wax, so this is very economical. Next, you'll need some type of pot that can go on the stove or a wax melting pot. Both of these are in my Amazon store, or you can do what I did. I found two great pots at the thrift store that I can use directly on my stovetop, and I'll show you those in a minute. I really like the look of wood wicks, and this pack is only about $7 for 100 of them, including the stands, or you can use traditional wicks like these. It's totally up to you. I found some wicks at a thrift shop a while back, so don't forget to look for candle making supplies there too. And finally, if you want to add scents and color to your candles, these essential oils are also 100% natural. And the color in these flakes are very intense, so you need very little to get a beautiful shade. First step to making your own candles is prepping the items. I wash them with hot water and soap and take any labels off. Then I dry them thoroughly with a paper towel and then clean them again with a glass cleaner. You want to ensure that there are no leftover particles of food or candle wax or anything in there. They need to be really super clean. These are the pots I use. I found the tall one at the back first, and I really like the handles on both sides, so it's perfect for melting larger amounts of wax. This smaller one has two pouring spouts, and that I found at a different thrift shop. I keep this scoop in my wax box because I have already figured out that 3 good scoops is about 1 cup of melted wax. I'm starting off with this little autumn leaf bowl and lid. I think it will make a really sweet fall candle. I'm going to use a traditional wick for this candle, and since the bowl is quite small, one will be enough. I'll use hot glue to set it into place at the bottom of the bowl, pushing down to make sure it's centered and it stays put. You can see that the wick is falling over, but no worries, I've got that covered. I found these jumbo craft sticks at the Dollar Tree, and I drilled some holes in them to put the wick through so it will stand straight up while the wax hardens. If you don't want to drill anything, there's some of these on Amazon too. This clear glass dish with the lid is another thrift shop find. Since it's a bit larger, I'm going to use 3 wicks. One tip that I want to share with you is that when you are burning candles, it's important to let them burn until the whole top of the wax is melted. So often I see candles at the thrift stores that have holes down the center and were probably given away because it was thought that they don't burn properly. So make sure when you start lighting your candle that you're going to be able to let it burn for at least a couple of hours until the whole top of the wax is melted. Otherwise, you're going to get holes too. One of the reasons why I chose flakes instead of solid pieces of soy wax is that they melt super fast and I can have a candle done in about 10 minutes. The wax is completely melted and I still have it on low because now I want to add the scent. I chose apple since this is somewhat of a fall candle, but you can put any scent in that you want. This is one of the main reasons why I am making my own candles. I love to burn them and I love the scents, But my hubby gets headaches from a lot of candles, and I've tried so many different brands. So far, he hasn't had any headaches from the smell of these oils, so I'm super excited to be able to try different scents. I added about 12 drops that I counted, but you could see as I was putting the oil in that multiple drops fell in. So you're probably looking at about 20 drops of essential oil for this small candle. Pour it slowly into the vessel, and if you need to add more wax like I do for this one, no worries, the wax doesn't set up too fast. So I'm going to melt a bit more and just top up the candle. Now I'm going to melt the wax for the 3-wick glass candle that you can see sitting off to the side. 3 scoops of wax, and I think I added just a little bit more to make sure that I had enough. For this glass candle, I want to try some color, and I haven't tried that yet, so we're going to do it together. These are small bits of soy wax that you can mix and match, use on their own, and add as much or as little as you want. I'm just going to add that little tiny bit of pink that I had in my hand. I'm also going to make this one a strawberry scent. I'm keeping my can I'm keeping the burner on low, and I'm going to just continuously stir until those little colored pieces are completely melted and everything is blended in together. Don't be alarmed at the shade. It doesn't look very pink right now, but once the wax cools and hardens, it turns out to be a pretty pastel pink. If you find a candle that is the perfect vessel, but you don't want the original wax, pop it into the freezer for about an hour. The cold shrinks the wax, and then it can be easily cut with a small knife to break it up. It does take a little bit of effort, especially if your bowl is rounded narrower at the top like mine was. If it's a straight one, you can probably just slide it right out. This just gave me a little bit of an issue until I was able to break some of the inside pieces, and then it came out very easily. This was a thrift shop find a couple of weeks ago. I really loved the shape of it. I was not too keen on that gold for the top, but I'm going to fix that later. I've given it a good wash with soap and water, and now I'm using some glass cleaner just to get off the remaining residue. I chose to make this candle green, so I added just a little bit of the color along with the wax to melt it up. I'm going to make this one a watermelon candle because I don't have anything that smells like pear, but the watermelon is just really sweet and fresh. If you want to get exact ratios of scent to wax, look it up online. I'm experimenting first to see how strong the scents are when they burn because I don't want an overwhelming smell in my home. The depth of the color for this green looks amazing now. However, I do know it's going to lighten up as it hardens. So next time I may need to use just a little bit more of the color. The watermelon smells amazing. So I know I'll be using that more often for my candles. Here's a look at all 3 of my candles. I'm also going to experiment with some silicone molds to create additional embellishments for on top of the candle wax, like little leaves or flowers in contrasting colors to add interest. Let me know if you'd like to see a tutorial on that too. The gold and cream colored pair that I did the green wax, I decided to spray paint the whole thing in a beautiful shade of mossy green. I'm considering putting some of these candles that I make up on my Etsy shop. Let me know if you would purchase one from me. I think using thrift shop outcasts is a wonderful way to reuse and recycle. And when the wax is gone, you can use it for so many other things, like a candy dish, a planter. You can add another votive candle inside, or just use it for display in your home. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this DIY candle tutorial that creates high-end decor ideas using thrift shop finds. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.